What's up, hungry people? Today we're on the hunt for morels. There's gold to be found in the foothills of Ohio. Tucked away in pastures and hidden amongst the bark of old elm trees are one of the tastiest mushrooms you can find in the wild, morels. Morel mushrooms have a complex and earthy umami flavor, likened to roast nuts or even ramen noodles. With a short and delicate growing season, not only are morels extremely hard to find, they are also completely hollow, making them one of the most expensive mushrooms in the world, ranging anywhere from 60 to 90 pounds for fresh morels and nearly 250 per pound when dried. So we crossed our fingers and headed out into Ohio's eastern farmland to do some foraging. Seasoned morel hunters will likely keep their morel spots a secret. But lucky for us, we have Mark. Mark is a lifelong farmer and resident of good old Barnesville, Ohio. And he also happens to be my future father-in-law. A seasoned country boy cow farmer, Mark knows his huge plot of land like the back of his hand.
You're looking for elm trees.
Okay.
And I'll show you what the elm tree and dead elm trees in particular. Apple trees, decaying, and decaying elm trees. Those are the two things that cause the soil to be just right. The soil then is just right for the morels. These are called May apples. These little green plants grow. So when the May apples grow, they say the morels are coming. So when you see those, you think, okay. So you look for, this is an elm tree. We'll go up here, but so you know what to look for. Like this here. Bark down on the ground.
Okay.
And you look for that kind of atmosphere, just like this is how the morels are grow. They look a lot like the leaf, and you have to really look. You guys, okay, hold up on the hill, go around. Well, I can go right through, I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I'll be a little bit out of breath, but...
I started up right here and I'm a mountain goat, so...
Yeah. So Mark led us up the hillside through the briars and brambles. I apologize in advance for all of the heavy breathing. We were not prepared for a trek like this.
This is what you asked for, baby. All right, Max, just showing off. And they're white, right?
They can be dark. The early season is dark.
We're looking for dead or dying elms on the south side of the hills, where most of the bark has already fallen off. These are the prime morel growing trees.
And then you gotta get down and look.
What Mark doesn't realize is that he's found the first morel by nearly stepping on it without seeing it. That's how hard it is to spot these things. I just need to see what they look like first, you know?
First. I know that's the hard part, other than looking on the internet. You've seen them on...
Here.
There, you found one. Look at that. There it is.
Did somebody step on it?
I probably did.
This straight looks like it came from like the grocery store.
Yeah. You know what?
It was just sitting right here.
They're so hard to find. You see how we walked right by it to keep it? That's a good one. They're so hard to find. Unbelievable, you found
Probably
one.
hollow.
Wow. You're pretty good at this, Mark. Is this just something that you learned being a farmer?
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
Us city folk.
It's amazing that you found that one. I just knew this is the right circumstance.
Right.
For it. This is what you look for.
I mean, it was
And
like
then you might come back in a week and there might be a dozen.
Yeah.
Right.
So you kind of get
Your spots it. Oh, there's a nice big spider right there.
With our first find under our belts, we continued on into the pasture, dodging cow pies along the way. It was easier to spot the elm trees by looking down through the trees from along the tree line. And Mark had no problem leading us straight through the bushes and thorns in order to find the perfect trees to search.
Max, here, if I give you the scent, can you find it. Find it, Max.
In addition to wild cow pies, we also came across an assortment of other kinds of fun and interesting mushrooms while we foraged for morels.
Is this an edible mushroom? What is this? It's a mystery. we get a amateur mycologist in the chat and tell us what these are?
These are the ones you don't want.
These are bad?
Those are not. Those are regular poison mushrooms. Ew. So it's like a fungus that has spores in it. You puff it out, it's like a black.
Oh yeah.
If you do that, it'll puff. They call them puff balls.
I've never seen such a thing.
And you can get some big ones.
What? I thought it was like an egg or something. That's crazy.
Is that from the one from earlier?
That's what I picked up, yeah. So since you just squeezed it, is it gonna have a whole bunch of mushrooms around here now? It smells nice, kinda.
I'm sure it is carcinogenic in some way.
I'm gonna die.
As we foraged along the pastures, a few of the residents gathered to scope us out. One mama in particular wasn't too happy we were trespassing on her turf. Really, they weren't too pleased that the farm dog Max had joined us on the hunt, and they mean mugged him from across the range. And they weren't too fond of Nick either.
Where's Nick at? He's gonna get mauled.
Meanwhile, on Nick's camera,
Oh, it's after Max. Come on, Max.
And after Nick.
Over here. Cow come down after.
I believe it.
You better stay with me.
Nick, you better run.
Yeah.
Following you now.
you know that scene in Mulan where all the Huns gather on the mountain ridge before attacking? That's kind of what it felt like with these cows watching our every move.
Prepare to fight.
Maybe they can help us find some Morels. They're not happy.
We continued on through the briars, not even pausing to walk around the bushes as Mark plowed right on through without a second thought to the thorns.
Don't worry, that only hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
Only rips your skin off. Yeah.
You'll find remains here for a week in your skin.
Oh my god.
Oh, that sticks good. That's
My new shirt.
The cows were still making quite the ruckus as we moved further into the bush,
Not happy.
leading Mark to believe there was a baby hidden nearby.
Those cows are sketching me out. Sounds like it. Sounds like they're crashing through. Unless that's Max.
And suddenly, cow attack.
Nope, here he comes. I'm not kidding. No, he's coming. I'm scared. Oh god. Cow's gonna kill us.
Oh, here it comes. The man in the blue.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, that cow's going crazy.
He's trying to go out and get Max. That's kind of scary. See, my heart's pounding now.
As scary as this was, as it turns out, the cow was actually driving us to the next big find of the day.
Oh my god. Ow. Whew. Whew. Sweating. Oh, here's some. Right here.
Oh yeah,
A couple of them.
big ones.
nice.
Finding these pristine morels was like finding a little bit of gold in the woods. Fully grown and absolutely beautiful, I was lucky to spot these gorgeous morels. It would be a shame if anything were to happen to them.
Excuse me, sir.
Max,
Don't step
hey.
on them.
Max, come on.
That's me.
Still shaking a little bit from that cow attack. We almost died. He's coming back for us. Oh, that's a good one.
Nice.
With the cows in hot pursuit, we carried on our foraging while maintaining a watchful eye over our shoulders.
Yeah, I'd rather have you between me and the cow. We hear you. If you could help us find the mushrooms, we would be out of your way way faster. I don't like this. I'm trying not to be the last one between the cow and the baby.
We were back to scouring the woods. being early in the morel season, we felt lucky to even find some full-grown ones. Morels blend in perfectly with their surroundings, so it takes a sharp eye to spot them amongst the detritus on the ground.
Oh, here's one. Yeah.
And if you're anything like Nick or Mark, you'll walk right past most of the good ones without even noticing them.
This is a good one. Oh, it's pretty. Add this to the bag.
Hey! I'm trying to film here.
Be more considerate. Yeah. I'll be mad if I watch this footage back and there's like 20 of them in front of me. I feel like this is kind of like looking for a 4-leaf clover. It's exponentially easier to find once you see them and know what they look like.
Thankfully, they had me with them to finally spot the motherlode of morel patches.
Oh, here's a thumb. Oh, I don't know if they're real. Tell because they're hollow on the inside.
What's wrong with you, woman?
What? I mean, they're really easy to see once you're looking for them.
I found one.
They may not be big, but they are morels. Sorry for the sketchy camera work here. We were just really excited to finally find a whole bunch in one spot. The smaller ones are especially tender and delicious. So even though they weren't fully grown, we'll still be able to cook something tasty with them.
One, two, three. I took this one. 4. Anybody home? Want to find more big ones now that we've completely lost our tour guide. Alone in the wilderness. Feeling pretty rough. Probably. First exercise of the quarantine. We'll be on our way down. We're just asking this cow for directions. Hey, you seen any morels? You seen any? Kind of rude, but okay. Later. Don't kill me. Yeah. We hear ya. We ain't coming for your tasty baby yet.
Finally, our last find of the day, Fiddleheads. I felt like a farmer straight out of Stardew Valley, not only for coming across these, but recognizing them as fiddleheads hidden beneath the branches.
You filming?
God.
You're not doing a good job.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to be filming.
Filming me taking the fiddleheads that I just found out of the ground and foraging for things, okay?
I didn't know.
Finding all the shit.
Morel hunting can be a challenge, but the end result is certainly worth it. And of course, in the days after our adventure, I was sent pics of the morels that they started finding. One thing's for sure, we'll definitely be heading back out into the wilderness to find more molly moochers in the future. Stay tuned next week when I make my morels into something rather unexpected. There are thousands of forageable foods to find in the woods, so what should I forage for next? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, you can learn more about my foodie adventures, find delicious recipes and more over on thestarvingchefblog.com. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.